Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be checking out the lore of Roblox Forsaken solved by Game Theory. Now, if you guys do end up enjoying this video, please make sure to comment, like, and subscribe. We're trying to hit 30,000 subscribers in September. It's only possible if y'all click that button. Also, turn on notifications. I usually don't mention to turn on notifications, but YouTube been being kind of weird with notifications lately, so make sure you got that bell turned on. And without further ado, let's get into it. I'm actually genuinely surprised Game Theory, the Game Theory, made a video on the Roblox game. I don't know if they do that often.
One of these characters is the key to all the lore inside Roblox.
Whoa, okay. I actually haven't watched Game Theory since MatPat quit.
One of these characters is the key
is my first
to
video
all
back.
the lore inside Roblox Forsaken.
Okay.
It could be
that
you.
was weird.
Oh,
that was
no,
weird.
You're dead. So I guess that means it's you. Oh, you're dead too. What about you?
Wait.
Quickly, start the episode so we don't lose the actual answer.
Aren't they all
Hello,
dead because they're in
Internet.
Forsaken?
Welcome to Game Theory, the show that isn't rolling in Robux, but it is rolling in lore.
And lore, let's go.
After our video on the Roblox game Dandy's World,
our
subreddit was flooded with other Roblox game suggestions that I should take a look at.
So that was their first
one. After several hours of filtering through all of your suggestions,
That's
which I'm actually
neat.
really thankful for, by the way, there was one game that kept coming up again and again, and it definitely piqued my interest. Forsaken is a multiplayer.
So I guess Dandy's World got some lore. Maybe we might have to check into Dandy's World because I love lore. I love the lore.
Bible game, and it
that's
is
why I love Forsaken so much.
Of who's who in Roblox history.
On
the
the
lore, you have both real Roblox
Forsaken
hackers like Cool Kid and rumored hackers like John Doe and 1x1x1x1. And on the survivors team, you've got guys like Builderman, who is actually David Baszucki, the creator of Roblox. You have Shadletsky, a well-known Roblox admin, and Elliot, who is the mascot for a Roblox game worked at the Pizza Place, one of the first and most popular Roblox games. The survivor's goal is to run around the map, avoiding the killer until time runs out. And the killer's goal, well, you could probably figure out what their goal is. As a survivor, you can take time off the clock by playing little mini games that at first look like simple mobile games, but believe me, when you're under the pressure of trying to finish it before a killer comes and gets you, it's a whole other kettle of fish. Try it for yourselves. This goes here, this goes here. Just one more puzzle piece and we can get out of here. Quick, click the subscribe button.
Okay, hey, you know what? Game Theory, how much subscribers y'all got? Y'all almost had 20 million. Share some. We only had y'all almost had 20 million. We only got 20,000. So, you know, let's get Game Theory to 20 mil, but then let's subscribe to me and give me the 30,000.
The ugly killer gets us.
Share.
4, 3, 2, 1. Woo!
Okay.
Nice work.
Maybe got a little too did have a carrot start shaking.
But with all of that said, I'm sure many of you
now, them generators were hard though.
Connections between Forsaken and another very popular multiplayer survival game. One where an entity pulls in known serial killers from other horror franchises and sends them in to kill survivors. Dead by Daylight. You might even be arguing that it's a complete ripoff. But if you did, you'd be missing the most interesting part. In the lobby area, if you talk to one of the NPCs about what game you'd like to play, you can choose the answer, work at the pizza place. And when you do, he brings up this error message. Error code D8. Which sounds odd, but
I don't think I've seen this.
That's just what happens when you bother an NPC.
I don't think I've seen this.
However, the more I looked around, the more I realized that this wasn't just a copycat Roblox game. This was an ARG. Not only spans this game, but a bunch of Roblox profiles, secret games, and other games that at first don't even seem connected. Oh, Dress to Impress would be so proud. And all of this is to tell us a story about what happens when a person pursues power over everything else. Grab a slice of Elliot's pizza, theorist.
I'm excited.
All the help we can get solving the lore of Forsaken.
I've already seen some stuff I haven't seen before.
Error code from one of the NPCs in the lobby.
Yeah, I've never seen this.
Only weird detail in this lobby. In the upper room of the cabin, there is a TV. Clicking on it will reveal the message: your TV has shut down unexpectedly. Error code A2, forced shutdown. Why is an old school TV giving me a shutdown message? This is something you would get from a computer. If a TV like this shut down unexpectedly, it would just shut down, which tells us it's important. And would you take a look at that code it's given us? A2. It's a similar format to our previous code of D8. Something puzzling
B7.
So let's keep searching. Except there doesn't really appear to be any other codes in the lobby. The only other thing I can see is this photo of the number 4 in one of the other cabins.
That's a number.
Like a weird,
that's a number.
Important detail, especially with the NPC standing over it claiming to be investigating it. But it doesn't fit our letter and number format.
There must be a number around, or a letter. My bad.
Written down. Wait, that lantern, the one that's flickering in the distance, is that flickering just to fit the horror aesthetic, or is it Morse code?
Morse
dash
code.
Dot dash dot dot.
Boy, I said X. I said X.
Dash, 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 dash.
Write that down,
That's
write
funny.
that down.
That translates to C1, just
Wow.
like all the other codes we've found. Okay,
I am
we have
impressed.
3, maybe 4 codes. Now what?
I'm
Unfortunately,
impressed.
There is a tape recorder next to the lantern that has
I
a
would've
very
never,
important message for
thought of
us.
that.
Escape this realm and take to heart the things you've learned from every part. In a club unknown, where secrets are sown, recite your tale in the depths alone. So, we need to take these codes and leave this realm. But you can't leave the lobby. There's no other
different
room to
game.
go to. Unless
It's a
escaping
different
this
game.
realm means leaving Forsaken entirely.
Yup.
In which case, we need to figure out where exactly we go next and what it means by a club unknown.
Yo.
Taking a page out of another Roblox ARG we've covered on this channel, Dress to Impress, let's check out the creators of Forsaken and see if they have any.
If this hits 150 likes, we gotta check out the Dress to Impress video, because I had no clue that was an ARG. I had no clue it was lore to that.
Other
But
games under
let's
there.
focus on Forsaken
One
for
of the
now.
devs is called Soul Driven Love.
Soul Driven
and
Love.
Behold, they've made another game called Buckshot Frenzy. Basically, a
Ah.
Roblox version of Buckshot
Buckshot
Roulette.
Roulette.
I'm beginning to see a pattern here. Regardless, we've actually talked about Buckshot Roulette on this channel before too.
Ah.
And it takes place in a nightclub with the description of this game
Oh.
matching that, saying,
Wait.
"Step into the shadowy depths of a club non-liable." This is
Yo.
almost certainly the club unknown referred to by the tape recorder. And when we jump into the game, our suspicions are met with confirmation. On the wall are a set of paintings in a
Okay.
2x2 grid with faint.
So I have seen this because I've reacted to another lore video, but y'all told me to react to this one because it goes in more in depth. I didn't know it was specifically from this game, being a Buckshot Roulette 1C.
C-A-D and question mark. Just
Question
like
mark.
the codes we found in Forsaken.
That's pretty cool.
C1, A2, and D8. That
And what would
question mark
consume to
may
be
even be where the 4 painting
B4,
we saw
right?
comes in. It didn't seem to fit with the format, but it's the only other code we've got, so we might as well try.
might as
If
well
you
go
click on
B4.
each painting the corresponding amount of times to their number, click A2 times,
forgot what was
C1
behind this,
times,
though.
D8 times, and the question mark painting 4 times, nothing happens. Until I click the small plaque underneath the paintings.
I was
And
like, nothing
doing
happens.
that revealed a secret path.
Secret path.
Tunnel! Secret
Yeah.
tunnel! At the end of the hallway is a door, and when we knock, we get a message. A really, really long message. I imagine it's important though, so I am gonna read all of it. But editor,
Yay.
we should probably crank up the speed a bit to get through it all in good time.
1.25.
Thank you.
How did you get here?
Yay.
If it's really true, you're treading on treacherous ground by digging this deep. It is not my place to judge your choices. My purpose is to simply help you find what you seek, no matter how foolish that may be. I am but a fractured soul,
others
one who
like
dared
you.
to stray too close to the sun and paid the price. Still, in my foolishness, I uncovered
Wait, what? Sorry,
foolish that may
this is actually going too
be.
fast.
I am but a fractured soul.
Okay, he's not reading the grayed out one. I am not all-knowing. Far from it, so it's not a
One
god.
who dared to stray too close to the sun and paid the price. Still, in my foolishness, I uncovered something it never wanted me to see. Something that forced it to put me in this unique kind of eternal hell. I would give that something to you so that you could have a chance of ending this madness. As expected, it took back what was stolen. Yet, as it pulled me into this prison, I caught a glimpse of how it warped the world around it, altering the very fabric of reality. It is not just the environment it changes, but also you. Every step you take brings you closer to its influence. And yet, in that influence, there may lie an opportunity. If you can withstand its pressure long enough, even just for 5 minutes, then you may find the clues it leaves behind. Pieces of
Pressure
itself that it
reference?
cannot hide. But know this, you must not hesitate when you find its trail. Follow it with purpose, but be wary of the distortions it creates. They are not what they seem, and they exist to break you. If you survive, then you will have done something like
Whoa, wait.
so that no one else
That's actually kind of scary.
they are not what they seem.
Follow it with purpose, but be wary of the distortions it creates. They are not what
And
they
exist
seem,
to break you. If you
and they exist to break you. That's
survive, then you will have done something
crazy.
I could not. But if you fail, well, let us hope that no one else is foolish enough to try again. Good luck, traveler. Good luck and goodbye.
Whew.
Boy, that's a lot to take in. It seems that we are being warned about the
What does this
dangers
all mean,
of
though?
investigating the mysteries of Forsaken. The person who was speaking to us did
that's
the
a
same,
given,
but when
right?
they uncovered something, it trapped them. So far, we have no clue what this
So they almost figured out everything of Forsaken, but something was like, it's almost like
It
you're being
is-
investigated while investigating, and they got you right before you figured it out.
But as this game is basically Dead by Daylight, I would say it's an entity that is in control of these games. The one that brought us into the Forsaken games
a Spectre,
to torture us. We're also being told to try and withstand its pressure.
But I guess maybe he's saying the Spectre's an entity. This was made 3 months ago, so maybe some info's off. Maybe did they know about the Spectre back then?
5 minutes.
Maybe.
So
I don't know.
Into Forsaken and wait 5 minutes and nothing happens. Great. Now what am I supposed to do? I mean, I do have a bunch of other scripts I could get on with. I'm sure that would make Justin happy. I guess I'll just leave this running and see if anything changes. Well, would you look at that? Guess I needed to be tapped out to see these messages. That's clever. Right, let's see what they say. You aren't
This happens to me all the time.
Leaving is
when
not
I'm AFK during stream.
You can't escape me. A piece for the puzzle awaits you. That last one with all the words put together with no spaces, that doesn't look like a phrase. It looks like a Roblox user ID. Just like we saw in Dress to Impress.
For the puzzle.
And if we search that exact phrase in Roblox, we do indeed find an account with that username. A piece for the puzzle. Although apparently their actual name is Julius Caesar. Though that isn't even the weirdest part. His about section is just nothing but random letters.
But those letters probably mean
a theorist.
Mean something.
Is our good old friend Base64, and it translates to: this video is sponsored by Raccoon Logic. Oh, duh! They've got a new game coming out on May 8th.
Heck nah, bruh. You got me though. That's a good. That was a good hook for a sponsorship. Hey.
The game, which
hey, you know what? I'll do my little sponsorship right now, guys. Make sure to subscribe to the channel.
Days early access.
It's free. It's free. That's the best type of sponsorship. It's free.
Into your
now it's good.
You
now
should
let's
probably figure out what that code really means. It will not be easy to make me into your key, but it will be all right. You can do it. Make him into a key? Well, he is wearing a giant key on his shirt.
Okay, well that makes a lot more sense.
Gotta be what he's referring to. Clicking on the clothing item to get some more information gives us yet another jumble of letters. Sadly, Base64 didn't work for us this time. But remember when I said he was called Julius Caesar? Well, if we want to make him the key, then it's most likely a Caesar cipher. And boom, by shifting the letters over 12 times, we get this. His name was David.
Pretty smart.
He was far too young to be sentenced to such a painful eternity. But
David? Builder man?
It did not care. It only wanted more power. This basically confirms that the It is absolutely the entity running this game, similar to the entity from Dead by Daylight, taking people and bringing them into Forsaken to torture them for eternity. But with that piece of the puzzle solved, we should
Wait, so did David not mean the builder?
Probably take a closer look around the page.
I thought I was locked in right there.
His friend list, for example, looks suspiciously interesting.
Do not listen to me.
Friend. Big mood on that one.
Not a piece of the puzzle.
Person is called Not.
Alright.
AKA, do not listen to me. His about section talks about Julius Caesar, not the character we've talked about, but the real historical figure and how he used to deceive people. They tell us that relying on Julius Caesar may be fruitful, but we should not trust him. Only use him to reach our goals. Maybe this isn't just about the historical figure. Maybe this is a warning that the Julius Caesar character in this ARG isn't trustworthy, and that we should be careful going forward.
Maybe
this
it's a double
twist
twist.
Also has a game of its own called A Piece to the Puzzle's Place. You can try playing this game, but it starts with the question, what is its name? Let me try my name. No. What about Julius? No. David? No. My guess is it is the entity, but we don't have an answer for that, and I'm not entirely sure where to find it. Wait a minute.
David would have been my guess.
This game is A Piece to the Puzzle. The account that made it is called Not A Piece to the Puzzle. Does that mean that A Piece to the Puzzle is another account? Let's just have a look. Bingo! Maybe we can find some answers here.
I was gonna say, is that like hand in hand with them saying Julius isn't, trustworthy? But in a way, it was a piece to the puzzle
about him falling into depression and what happens when this game's entity drags you into Forsaken. But the main clue is at the bottom, where we can find yet another code. When shifted by 12, it says numbers to user ID is how you get your key. Okay, maybe we put the user ID.
Low-key rhyme too.
Nope, that didn't work either. So this is likely a key to something else that we're gonna need to search for next. Down in this guy's favorite section is a private game called A Message. We can't play the game because, well, it's private, but it does have another detailed
But it does have lore.
Given this is an ARG,
it does
that
have
is
lore.
Obviously way more fun. It continues the story from the about section, how the entity put this person through, quote, the games of hell. They mention a guy in a hockey mask killing them, and that they caught a break in a beachside forest.
Jason?
Clearly, Jason in in Forsaken, and the beachside forest
now Slasher?
in the lobby. Whoever this guy is, he's trying to tell us about this world, how they got in, and maybe how they can help
Who
us
is
and
this,
everyone
though?
else trapped here get out. But looky here, at the bottom
Yo,
of the message, there are some.
There is going to be like I wonder which character is like the big teller, because I'm wondering if it's actually a character we can play as in the game. What would be a big twist to me? I feel like if it's a killer, like he got me, turned me into a killer or something like that. I feel like it could actually maybe be a killer who's telling us all this, or who attempted to stop the game, and the Spectre was like, nah, we just gonna change you up and make you a killer, boy.
Numbers for a user
I don't know,
ID
that's just a little guess.
77490741, or as they're actually known,
I don't know if he
Friday
actually solves it.
TQIMEFKXQD. And this is where the story of our trapped friend comes to an end. They grew numb to the torment, and so the entity tore this person apart. It was then that they began to study this entity, naming it the Spectre. So we now have our name for the entity, and we also got something else.
We already knew that.
You may have noticed the account name. It's a little odd, right? I mean, maybe the user just wanted the account name Friday, and Roblox was like, Friday has already been taken. May I suggest Friday_TQIMEFKXQD? But what's more likely is those jumbled up letters are just another cipher. So going back to our trusty Caesar cipher and shifting the letters by 14, we get the phrase, he was Tyler. The name of the person that was dragged down into Forsaken, tortured, and then ceased to exist was Tyler. And based on what he left at the bottom, Tyler has been here for 200 years. With all this new information, I have a feeling we can now answer the questions in a piece to the puzzle's place.
But it's been going on for 200 years!
Spectre. And upon answering that, we get some more questions about the Spectre. The next question is, what is it made of? And we don't really have an answer for this, but I do not have the energy to go on another scavenger hunt, so instead, let's turn to the thing I always do in times of need during an ARG. The community that is so smart, they figured it out already. All the links will be in the description. These guys figured out that the...
That's cool. That's cool. So he was actually figuring out all this by himself first, but just now he's turning to people. Hey, bro, that is straight big brains.
Answer is
That's
the
straight
word
big brains.
code, which I guess makes sense. The Spectre is
made
part
of
of a
code.
Roblox game, and so is code. Plus, the killers of this game, besides Jason, are all Roblox hackers. And what the hackers work in,
that also makes sense.
The next question is, what does it seek? Which we know from Julius Caesar's account is power. Next are a bunch of questions about Tyler. Who was he? What did he call the trials? How long has he been here? Again, all stuff we learnt about during our adventures. His name was Tyler, they were games of hell, and he was there for 200 years. But then we get asked some personal questions, like, do we feel safe? Do we know what we're getting ourselves into? And the final question, will we keep searching even though it's foolish? Being the theorists that we are, naturally the answer is yes. And that gives us one
Picks you at the game.
code. Although this time, we're actually given a hint as to how we're supposed to solve it. Numbers lead where letters stray. A shifting cipher guides the way. A sibling to Caesar, clear yet sly. What is my name? Give it a try. A sibling to Caesar. So a cipher that works similarly to a Caesar cipher. A Caesar cipher is just a shift in letters, so we need another cipher that shifts letters. A Vigenère cipher is similar in how a keyword can be used to tell the cipher how to shift, but that would require a keyword. It asks us what is his name, so we could put not a piece to the puzzle, but that comes up empty. And then there's numbers lead where letters stray. Does that mean the key isn't a word, but a number? That would mean it's not a Vigenère cipher, it's a Gronsfeld cipher. Wait, remember that other clue we got? Numbers to user ID is how you get your key? We didn't need the name of not a piece to the puzzle. The person who made the quiz, we needed his ID number. And that would make the key. Gotta say, nice job. Love it when
that's
pieces
cool.
come together like that. So we put not a piece to the
I
puzzle
was wondering,
ID
where's
number
this going?
as the key to the Gronsfeld cipher, and we're in. Wash your hands on the second floor. Blue means 1, red means 2, brighter shades increase the value by 2. How incredibly vague and cryptic. Not exactly sure what I'm gonna let you cook, my boy. At this point, but still, there's also no obvious place to wash your hands in Forsaken.
I don't know if you read your Bible, but I'm afraid it's damnation without relief.
But there was somewhere else
Sheesh.
we visited that does have sinks. Buckshot Frenzy. If you die in one of the
Buckshot
games,
Frenzy.
you wake up in the bathrooms of that floor. So die on level 2, go to wash your hands, and on each sink, the tap will have hot and cold circles on them. The code
Okay,
we have
red
is
and
that
blue.
blue means 1 and red means 2. Some of them
Right.
have lighter shades of blue or red, which means we increase the value to 3 or 4, which gives
Right.
us the final code of
Yo.
1432
This is deep.
1232. So what do we do with this? Well, if we backtrack through our journey a bit, we can see that a piece of the puzzle wasn't the only person with a game. Julius Caesar also has a game creatively titled A Piece for the Puzzles.
A Piece
Like,
for the
just like
Puzzle.
the previous quote-unquote game, we are met with a text box that asks us to enter a code. The code we just got
Yep.
from the Buckshot sinks. Entering that
It
code
looks-
lets us play 2 files. One is just
Yo,
the
this is
victory
actually
music from
insane.
Forsaken, and the other is a message called
Congratulations.
Congratulations.ogg.
Congratulations.
If you're hearing this, then good job. This is kind of where the trail ends for now. Maybe come back in a few months, maybe like February.
So I guess here is
February.
where the Forsaken ARG ends, for now at least. Although it is April and there is still no update. Knowing my luck, the update will drop right as this video does. However, just because the
Oh.
ARG is done doesn't mean that I
Bro, that had me thinking next February.
am. There's still one thing
It might be.
I
Wait,
have yet to decode.
5 months?
After our quiz, we got that long code that we decoded with the
Oh,
Gronsfeld
there's more.
cipher. But there was a separate code at the end that the Gronsfeld cipher couldn't translate. It does translate though when you put it through a standard Caesar cipher. He was
Elliot.
With he was
What?
Tyler being the code given at the end of Tyler's long story, and with this
I think
coming
it
at the
was
end
Elliot.
of the quiz, that would imply that Elliot is the one questioning us with this quiz. But Elliot
What? Elliot? Bro, I wouldn't have guessed Elliot. Actually, maybe. He seems like the most normal.
isn't just any old name. It's the name of one of the survivors you can play
Yeah.
as. I would be surprised if the devs used this name twice. It would just make things really confusing, which means
Absolutely.
the survivor Elliot is somehow involved in this wider story. And I think I know how, because this quiz isn't
That's fire.
actually the first time we've spoken to him. At the beginning of this ARG, we had a very long message of how someone became trapped after being foolish and getting too close. They used the word foolish again near the end of the speech, hoping that no one else will look deeper into the entity. And what do we see in this quiz? The one we believe to be Elliot speaking to us? The last question asks, will you continue searching even though you know how foolish that is?
So Elliot's the one who went searching?
It's the same language. Elliot warned us about going down this path of trying to discover the entity, and at
that's pretty
multiple
cool.
points is warning
That's pretty
us
cool,
about
actually.
how foolish it is. But
That's
he
actually
also
pretty
gave us
cool.
one other warning. During his massive monologue, he references a Greek myth. I guess that's just part of the new indie horror checklist these days. Specifically, he talks about flying too close to the sun, which is a reference to Icarus doing the same thing with his wax wing.
Icarus
But he
laughed
also
as he
talks about
fell.
being locked away by the entity in a unique kind of hell for stealing something. That reminded me of another Greek myth, a myth about a god who betrayed Zeus during the war against the Titans, and as a result, they were stripped of their wings and sent to Tartarus, the
Yep.
underworld where the god's enemies were tortured. That god's name was Ark, and they were a messenger god, just like Elliot
Sure.
is delivering messages to us to help guide us against the godlike being of this world, the Spectre, now locked away in
So-
a torturous type of hell. However,
So in a way, they're kind of using some Greek mythology to help
in that story,
to
there are actually
represent
two
Forsaken. That's
messenger
pretty cool.
gods, Ark and their sibling, Iris.
Iris.
Iris remains sided with the gods and actually
Well-
has a plant
Elliot does have siblings, right?
named after them,
Wait!
Siberian Iris, which has a suspicious nickname, Brother of Caesar, Caesar's sibling, just like we were shown in the ARG. If
Yeah.
Elliot is the one who went against the god of this world, the Spectre, then whoever is playing the role of Iris, they are still sided with the godlike being Spectre. And we
Ooh.
actually have a second messenger in our game, a second person giving us info that claims to be
Tyler?
on the side of good. Tyler. We have been trusting Tyler and using his information to get closer to
Yeah?
solving this ARG, but I suspect he may not be what he seems. So when
Whoa.
the ARG returns, be careful how much you listen to him, because if I'm right, he's gonna keep sending us down this rabbit hole until we, like him, are going to be stuck in a constant cycle of torture. Or the ARG will never update and I'll be stuck in a different cycle of torture, not getting any more lore, and that is arguably much worse. But
That is an awesome, I don't even know if that's a theory. He kind of just solved it. That's really cool. That was, yeah, we learned a lot more. So, I don't know, guys, you know, I hope they update it. I hope they update the ARG soon, because I would love a part 2 to this. Because, obviously, I know myself. I'm not going to find the lore out, bro. Like, I'm not that smart. Like, maybe if I sat there for hours, I could do it. But, hey, when part 2 drops, y'all let me know, because this actually is fire. And if you did watch to the end of my video, please make sure to comment, like, and especially subscribe. We're trying to hit 30,000 subscribers. We're getting pretty close. And yeah, I'll see you guys in more videos tomorrow. Bye bye.